first things first, especially for those that haven't been on Crexi, right now what we're looking at simply is just our marketplace. I've gone ahead and selected Michigan. Was deciding this morning which market I'm going to choose. I decided I have a property in Michigan. We're going to go with that one, right? So here we can see all of the active listings, and I've gone ahead and selected self-storage. We pretty much cover all property types in the commercial space. We call multifamily, even duplexes and triplexes are listed as multifamily on our platform. We don't cover single family homes. We do have single family portfolios, but no, we're not Zillow. We don't have single family homes. And so there's been a lot of cool things that I've heard over the last day or so in terms of conversions or ground up development or finding existing structures. So just keep in mind, everything I walk you through can be applied to any property type and nationwide. So our subscription gives you nationwide access. So whether we're sourcing warehouses to do conversions or industrial spaces or land, we can do all of the above. But I've selected self-storage just to see what's kind of going on in Michigan. Looks like we have 37 listings as of now. With our subscription side of Crexi, you're going to get access to the data behind it. And so if you wanted to just quickly be able to jump into any market and kind of just benchmark it essentially, just to make some quick decisions, maybe you have a budget in mind or a specific cap rate that you're looking for, we can go in there, quickly aggregate all the data across our listings. Of course, right now we're looking at listings on Crexi. This isn't a tell the full story of every single property out there, but we can quickly determine what the median asking price is going to be, the price per square foot, the cap rate trends. So everything that you should expect going into that market in terms of what type of offer may I need to make below or above asking price, and how long are things sitting on the market. And all of this is dynamic. So if I wanted to move over to, like I said earlier, industrial warehouse, we can easily switch over to any property type, get those insights updating for us in real time. So you could literally jump into a market. Some of you do things outside of self-storage and analyze property type by property type until you figure out where the best opportunity is for that specific market. It's also going to be dynamic in terms of location. So Michigan is a bit broad, of course. So if we wanted to remove the boundary, we can actually go into our radius, type in a zip code, or just go in and simply select the area of interest. And again, everything's going to update for us in real time. So it makes it easy to quickly analyze several different markets, right? You can really jump around from state to state, county to county, zip code by zip code until you kind of find what you're looking for. Aside from kind of like the performance or benchmark of the market, we'll give you all the demographic insights. So here we can see the population growth trends over time, the income, the age demographics, the number of employees and the categories they belong to, and a little bit about the housing occupancy and renter to homeowner ratio. And this is great. We're pulling it from census, which I'm sure you've all been on there before. I think there is a limitation there to look by zip code or county. With us, you can literally draw a radius down to half a mile, 1 mile, whatever you're kind of looking for, right? See if I can get it right on the dot there at 1 mile and get the specific metrics that way. So that can be unique to, rather than going on those other sources. And I know there's some metrics that you all look for in self-storage. You can figure out how much self-storage is in the area and the exact population. You can figure out some of the price per square capita and different things like that. Outside of these kind of insights that you get here on the left, we're also going to have these overlays on the map. And a big theme for us is kind of being able to identify a market, especially when working with different mentorship programs. Everyone has different experience levels. I know when I joined, the first thing being in LA, terrible backyard to get started in real estate. You're in Northern California, is where do I want to invest, right? And so some indicators of that could be population, it could be income. So we'll give you this kind of heat map for population density and income density. And so we can see the areas in red. Of course, they're going to be areas with higher population density like Chicago, not surprise there. When we click on it, it's going to tell us the exact population by county. But what's nice is, let's say we've identified a county that we're interested in. When I zoom in, it's actually going to start to break it out even further by zip code, right? So we can really jump into any market and quickly figure out where all the traffic is or all the volume or where the higher income areas are. So if you can find listings situated in any of these areas, that could be a bonus. Same concept for income, just different colors. We're also going to give you traffic counts. So we use traffic metrics. Again, can kind of play around with the traffic count that you're looking for, or just look at all the reported counts and it will tell you how many vehicles are driving per day. You can kind of add up the different intersections and figure out how much traffic volume is there. And then we're also going to have points of interest, which is interesting in terms of just getting to know the amenities and what's situated in the market. I know that for a lot of self-storage, it's nice to be next to a Home Depot. I think that's like a home run, right? I've heard that before. So we can type in any retailer or just some of these categories, and it's going to show us where all of those are located. So again, just kind of consolidating a lot of the research into one place. You're looking at listings, you're doing all this other kind of more granular site selection, and then we'll even go to, the business development side of things in a moment here. But what I like about this is we can also type in storage, right? And so this could be one unique way of finding storage facilities, right? Just literally clicking around, finding the address and going about it that way. But what's unique is that we can also open up information on any parcel in the nation. So if I zoom in anywhere on the map, we're going to be able to pull up a parcel map. We can jump in with the satellite view, right, and get a lay of the land. Really good way to find vacant land since we have the satellite imagery. I'll show you a more efficient way of going about this. But essentially, we can locate where any type of business or property type is, open up the property record, and go about it that way. I pulled up one as an example, just from one of the site selections that came up. Here's a self-storage property. This is what a property record will look like. Really helpful, even if you're looking at listings or you're driving around and you see a property of interest, is, use this information to your advantage. If you're looking at a listing, open up the property record. Maybe you can see when it last transacted, see who the owner is, see if there's debt on the property. So there's several things that you can kind of pull from this. But as an example, we'll give you the zoning code, the square footage, all the kind of details that you would typically pull from the county. And then here's a breakdown of all the transaction history, so you can see different times that it's sold and whatnot, see how many times it kind of changed hands. We can also see a little bit about the mortgage history, and I'll go into more detail on how to filter for some of this stuff in a moment. But just as an example, we'll give you the ownership history. We can see the LLC. We can actually see the business entity address. So rather than sending mailers to the facility itself, we can actually send it to the actual business location. We can click on the LLC, see what other information we can find. We can see the agent name, sometimes like the managing members or the address. We can also do a portfolio search. If they have other businesses or properties tied to that address, we can actually find all of those in the area as well. So maybe they own other self-storage or vacant land in the area. So if you can get in touch with one owner, this could be a home run if they have a lot of other properties in the area.